In this video, I'm going to let you in on one of the top cash flow killers that, if left unchecked, will devalue your property and make your cash flow go negative. Hi, I'm Christian with Landlord Advocates. We're all about providing you with the tools and resources to make sure that you make more money and you get to keep some more in your pocket. This video is a part of the full 27-point Cash Flow Killer Masterclass, and you can download it for free right now if you click the link here or here. With that, let's get started and dive right in. Let's take a look at Cash Flow Killer number 6. Bait and switch fees. Okay, so you're probably familiar with the term bait and switch, right? It's the classic marketing tactic that a lot of companies will try to take advantage of people, whether it's banks or trying to get a car. It's just, there's a lot of bait and switch out there, and it also happens in property management. So you need to be careful with introductory rates, okay, with property management, because if you're interviewing companies and you're trying to figure out the best company, a lot of the biggest questions, or one of the top questions will be, how much do you charge? Because you got to figure out what they're going to charge you per month. So be careful with companies that come in with a really, really low rate. And I'm talking, 3, 4, 5% to manage a property, maybe even 6%, somewhere in that range. Because depending on what city you're in or what part of the country, of course, different companies are going to charge different amounts, and it depends on what kind of property you have as well. But generally speaking, a company that's charging that little, be really, really cautious, because I like to say that it costs what it costs, right? So it doesn't matter what property management company you're using or is out there, it pretty much relatively costs the same to run each company. So be careful with those rates, okay? If they come in and say, we're going to manage your property for 5%, that's it, that's our only fee, be really cautious, because there's no possible way that they're going to be a good enough company if they're really charging that much. But typically they're not just charging that much, okay? We're talking about introductory rates. So let's say you're 2, 3, 4 months into contract with them, you're down the road a little bit, you've had a tenant there for a few months, and all of a sudden you start noticing on your statements, these little bit extra fees. You're getting a little bit less money in your pocket every month, and that's what they do. They might start adding in ridiculous things like, trash pickup fees or rent collection fees or posting notice fees, things that they really didn't discuss with you on the front end. So all of a sudden your 5% management fee is turning into 15, 20%, maybe even higher. So yes, it sounds really nice on the front end, like great, property management company, only 5%, sounds good, sign me up. But just be really cautious. You need to watch out for companies that are charging such a low amount, because not only does it tell me, okay, if I'm thinking about it myself in your shoes, not only would it tell me that, there's a red flag, I really got to be careful because it's such a low rate, but it also tells me that if they truly even are charging 5%, if they're really not going to raise it with a bunch of little fees, how are they going to run a company that well? How are they going to have the resources? How are they going to have the staff in place to really properly manage my property if they're only charging me 5%? There's no way, because like I said, it costs what it costs. The advertising costs, okay, if they're paying the right amount of money for advertising, if they have enough staff here, salaried people, if they have enough accountants, enough maintenance staff, enough salespeople, there's no way they could just charge something as little as like 5%. There's no way possible. So it really goes back to anything in life. You really get what you pay for. So be cautious. Okay, if you're paying for crap, you're gonna get crap. That's just the way I can really put it. But it's not even about that. Just be as much. It's really just, you have to make sure that if they're giving you that introductory rate of 5%, make sure it doesn't creep up on you. Stay on top of your statements. Really ask them. Make sure you know exactly what your charges are every month. That way you can make sure that they're not just trying to throw in these little fees. And really what it comes down to is just nickel and diming you to death. You can't let that happen. It's so easy in property management to be nickel and dime to death. It's a business of dollars and cents, okay? It's not a one-time transaction. Every month adds up. So make sure you're not getting nickel and dime to death. Be careful of bait and switch type of business practices, because it's really easy to do in property management. That was just one of the 27 cash flow killers that's waiting for you inside the full masterclass, which you can download for free by clicking the link here or there. All you have to do is simply enter your details and you'll get instant access to the complete masterclass training for free. You might be asking yourself, why is it free? And if I was in your shoes, I'd be thinking the same thing. We're planning on putting this on the market for $197 in the future, but before we do that, we need some documented success stories. So go on over, watch the full masterclass, give us your feedback if you think it's worthy. With that, we'll see you on the other side. We can't wait.